tuning in. In the last video, I talked about Sukkot, which is one of the 7 annual Moedim. Moedim is the Hebrew word for appointed times. And our Bible teaches these things, and they have not been done away with, because Scripture tells us until heaven and earth pass, not one jot or one tittle will in any way pass from the Torah till all be fulfilled. We know that heaven and earth are still here. They have not been recreated as they will be. And we are still waiting for Messiah's second return. His the first time he came to build an invisible body. He didn't come in power as a warrior, as he will the second time. He will come to rule and reign the earth the second time. And we have Yom Teruah, which comes up tonight after sunset. This is Friday, September 18. And so, this Yom Teruah comes on Sabbath. So we're going to be meeting with quite a few people. And of course, we're bringing our shofars and, to make a joyous sound to the Lord and to practice for his return. That's what this is about. And, there's going to be food and stuff like that. So my wife and I are looking forward to this. And I'm not going to blow this because I'm inside. And I did it kind of at the back door when I first got it. And it takes a lot of practice, and I figured it would. I mean, the end of that's not very big, And but I managed to start getting some legitimate sounds out of it as I practice. And that's what it takes, practice and just, learning how. I looked up shofars for dummies. That's what I had to do. And so I got some good help out there. And a lot of what I want to talk about too is about, some of the things that, I've got for camping and stuff, and battery banks and things like that. And, which is really handy, especially, leading up to Sukkot. And, I've bought some of the things that aren't so costly because I don't have much money. I'm just a working man. And, there's people that are, they're setting up big battery banks where they live and stuff like that, all kinds of solar panels and everything like that. And you're really kind of tied down to that location. One of the things that I wanted to get into was to be mobile with my stuff. Things I could throw in the back of my pickup truck and go. And I've got power, and I've been working on a few things. And as more of these things become available, we have a lot of really nice things. One of the first things I bought was actually this. I should maybe scoot back slightly. Maybe I can hold it up. This is the, Jackery 240. And, these companies aren't paying me to do that. Maybe I can scoot back a little bit and or just open up more. This is the 240. I have another one that I'll show you in a moment. This actually costs more and has less wattage. I don't know if it's a better make, if it lasts longer, that's why it costs more. What I don't know, and I'm not going to make any claims on it. But I do like this because it has a 12-volt plug right in it. You can charge off wall outlet, vehicle, or solar panels. It makes it very handy. Got 2 USB ports. This is a 200 watt. I'm sorry, 240. No, it is. I'm sorry, 200 watt. I had to look down here to verify. 110 volt, 200 watt. And so, it'll get you through some things. And 2 USB ports, like I say, 12 volt plug input. There's no lights on it, but for, just a small 200 watt unit, it's a nice little battery bank. And I did pick up another one later as I was looking around more. And this is the Flash Fish, 300 watts. two 110 plugs, okay? 300 watts, about 190 bucks. I don't know if that's what you'll pay for this or other things I show. I'm sure that's about what I got it for. And, it has, one thing I like about this, it has 3 USB outlets in the front. Of course, with more wattage, you can attach more things to it. Now, it does not have, well, it has the meter here. You can turn that on. Let's see if we can get a good look there. I get a lot of glare coming from outside. But it comes with external 12 volt and a light that you can attach. And this actually goes, no, this will go, one goes to USB, the other one does not. That's DC input for charging, but these, it has 2, you can see the small round holes right here. These are for power out, and you can plug these things into there just like that. You turn that on, and you got a 12 volt plug, just like that. And likewise, for the light, it's a small light, but better than no light, right? You can put that in there, and this is flexible. This will bend up or down however you want. And you just hit that, now it goes your light. That one's a little small, that one's bigger. So, but, it's not bad. And it's a little smaller than the other one, so that's kind of nice. Now, I did get a few things here. I got these battery banks. Now, these only have USB. And they have their own solar panels, which are kind of nice. I'll show you the solar panel I got too for the bigger ones, but that's nice. I got 2 of these, which are really nice. They have 2 USB outlets, and they have a light on these as well. See the mini USB or micro USB right there is for input. You can charge these off the solar panels or off any USB charger you have, and then these are outputs for charging your mobile devices or any. You could put, I think you could probably put this light in there. This light that comes with the other one. I haven't tried this, but I'm sure it'll work. You put that in there like that, and I'm going to see if I can turn it on here, like there, and there's your light. But you wouldn't really need to do that with this, because this has its own light here, and you just push that and hold it. And there are 3 different lights. You got a regular light like that. You push it again, you'll get a flashing, and then you'll get a strobe. See, like this, and then that, and you can just turn that off. And there's lights on the side there. You can see. Let me see if I can get that right. Anyway, it's a little bright outside, but there's lights on the side to tell you, when it's on, and the fewer lights that are on, you'll know the battery's going down. You can recharge that. And this is a really nice device that I can carry with me. I carry it in a waist pack that I put on sometimes. We can charge phones wherever, because when I turn my truck only has, well, I'm not sure. I gotta check USB plugs in there. I don't know if that will charge while the truck's off or not. I know that the 12 volt plug won't give power, so one of these days I'll have to scope that out. I just bought this truck a couple of years ago, and I haven't played with USB much. I just plug stuff in there and charge it. So I got to see which ones are live and which ones aren't when you turn the truck off. I'm not sure any of them are. So this gives me power even when that's off, because some vehicles are like that. You won't get USB power when they're turned off. And so I got 2 of those, and those are very handy. And for lights, I started stocking up on rechargeable batteries. Now I have 2 walkie-talkies that take AAA batteries, and they'll run on USB, which means you can use those for battery chargers in an off-grid situation. They'll run on USB. Any of this is USB, so I can charge my AAA batteries for my LED lights. And you can see, let me start this. This is the biggest one. That's a fairly bright light. Then there's a smaller one if you just need to sneak around in the night or whatever. But these are really nice. I got about 4 of these. I have 4 or 6 other ones, but they're not as good as these particular ones. and I would like to get some more of these because they don't last a super long time. But if you need light in your tent just for like half hour, hour, or something like that, these are great and they'll throw off a lot of light. And I do have something else that's even throws off more than that. I'll show you in a moment here. In fact, I can show you right now. This will work off any of the battery banks that I have. Let me get this one back open. I can show you on this one. This is the easiest one. LED lights. And it's got a switch on there. And these are real handy. And let me make sure this is on here. And you just plug them into your standard USB port like that. And it should work. You can turn that switch on. And voila. And I got 3 of these so far. And these are real handy in a tent. So with this or some other battery banks and stuff, they're going to throw off a lot of light in there for you. And you may not need more than one depending on what you're doing in there. And so that works even on this, the lights. I don't know how long that would go, but I would prefer to use one of the bigger ones for that. And I do want to show you the solar panel I got. Now this, it folds up like a briefcase, a little bigger than a briefcase. This is the Rock Pals. Like I say, they're not paying me for doing this. I want to share some of the stuff that I got that I really like. And I'm going to take a look at the back of this first. This is where the cords are. And you see, get a hold of it here in the right spot. Yeah, and there's a cord. That just plugs into, the battery banks. You could recharge the small battery banks with this, but you would use USB cord. And I don't know if you can see that, but it's right in here. There's USB plugs, 3 of them right there. 1, 2, 3. And you can charge a small battery bank with them off USB. And even though this isn't the same make as the battery banks I have, they have adapters, all these adapters, and I've checked them, and I've got adapters for both of mine. So any of these battery banks I can charge, but even the small ones that you could plug it here to charge, they have their own solar panels anyway, so you wouldn't need that. But if you did have those that didn't have a solar panel, you can charge them on this. So this is pretty handy, and I'll open this for a moment here to show you the sizes. This is a 100-watt solar panel. I forget the price of this, but it was more affordable than some of the others that I looked at. Other ones are good too. I looked at the Jackery. Jackery's good. It's a popular make, but this was more affordable. And to open this, it just has these straps to keep it closed. Now, these are different. Some of them you squeeze to open. These you press, and they'll just pop out. You just press the top of that, they pop out. And then you open like this. You flip it to the side, and it just unfolds basically. Now this is, we'll keep going here. We'll keep going here, yeah. You get the idea. You got 4 nice big panels there, which I really like. And so that's really neat. And I have checked these, and it has adapters for, both my battery banks and more than that, because, as I showed you, there's a lot of adapters there. So this is pretty nice. This is pretty nice. It was one of the most affordable. I don't know how long they last. I don't know, anything like that. I'm just sharing what I found and what I got. And those, one of the things, like with these, I wouldn't go running a coffee maker on it. You're going to want to make your coffee over fire. Or what I have a drip coffee maker. They normally plug into the wall, but it's also designed to use without electricity. You take the coffee pot out, and the basket inside you put your coffee on, that comes out. It's made to fit right on top of that coffee pot. So you could just put that there, your filter and coffee like you normally would, but you wouldn't put it in the unit to make coffee. You would just heat your water on your camp stove and then pour it through there. And you got a drip coffee maker right out there, that easy. I do have 3 different percolator pots. Mostly got them to heat water. I have percolated coffee with them. Um, it's hard to find a good one. I got a stainless steel one that I'm going to be testing out because we're, for Sukkot, I'm going to be setting up some stuff. I got a lot of new stuff, and I wanted to do a live camping video because since I started this channel, I haven't. In the beginning, I just didn't have a camera, camcorder, or anything, and then what happened when it turned out that I was doing some camping, I didn't, or because it was before I had the channel, I didn't have any footage of camping. So, and then for a long time I couldn't go camping. I didn't have a place for Camper Hollow, but now I do. And so Camper Hollow is basically wherever I go. At first it was a location, but now that's changing. And so, my wife and I are planning a big camping trip with a lot of people for Sukkot. And I got a kitchen tent. It's basically a canopy tent with 4 walls around it. Some of them you can just buy the canopy with it open. But I said I want something enclosed, because we could get wind, different things like that. And I don't want the flame blowing out the stove every time we try to cook. So I got that, and it was like $70. I couldn't believe how cheap. And of course I bought cheap before and it don't last long, so it could be the case with this. But it's sturdier than a regular tent because it has heavy aluminum poles, versus the fiberglass poles. I bought a screen tent 2 years ago when I did Sukkot, and that didn't make it. It lasted 1 year, so it was a $50 loss, But I'm going to try this one, and then with a sleep tent. I'm going to have 2 tents. 2 years ago I did my backpacking tent, but I have a bigger one I'm going to use this year, 10 by 13, so hopefully that's going to be a lot better, especially that I'm married now, and I got a nice double thick queen size air mattress. You probably saw the old one that I had in photos in the other videos, and I got a new one. It has its own self-inflating motor, which would be handy, and actually, even though you got to plug it in to do it, I got plugs right there. There's your power. So these things have a variety of uses, because I've got 12-volt plugs. I got on each one, I got 12-volt plug on each one, even though this one you plug it in. And, I've got several USB ports, 110. I've got 3 110 plugs, so we can, recharge the laptops, run the laptops on these, keep them going, for however long we want to be online. And I have a mobile hotspot so we can be camping off-grid, have internet, have electricity. I bought a huge cooler. I have another one, another big one, not as big as the new one I got, but it is an extreme cooler. And I'm buying a lot more blue ice packs. I'm buying some big ones. I mean, these things are like this, like 16, 17 bucks a piece, but they're well worth it because I'm going to put them in there and they're going to last a long time. You take one cooler and you get a big one, you pack that full of blue ice, you're going to have ice off-grid for 3 or 4 days. And so that's what I'm doing, to get as much blue ice as I can, pack it in the extreme cooler, and then the big one, I got smaller bins, and they're right behind me. There they are, right back there on that on that table. You probably might not be able to see them from there, but what I'm doing is putting food in them and putting them down there, so because the cooler will condensate and stuff like that, and this way the food is in the smaller bins inside the big cooler. And we're just going to pack blue ice in there and have another cooler that's only blue ice. So that's our, blue ice source. And then in the midst of the week, we'll have to replace ice somehow, or So, but that's what we're working on. And refreeze the ice, we have a way to do that. We're going to do. Probably, and that'll be the case. So stay tuned. I've got more coming up. I want to show you more. And I wanted to, a few years back, I wanted to revive this again, but now I'm really reviving it. Actually buying these things, and we had the camping trip planned, the spot reserved, everything like that. A lot of people, and so we're looking forward to that, and what our Elohim or God in heaven is doing. Thanks for watching. If you're new, please subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and come on back. Now see, I got a remote to turn this off, and I left it sitting over there where I didn't know where it was. Thanks for watching.